Hi there Porsche fanatics, and welcome to Minor Mechanics. Porsche 997 Carrera 4S in particular 2006. If you watched my previous video regarding the PSM fault and the steering wheel angle sensor, I've opted to replace that. The parts have arrived today and I ordered a couple of other bits as well because I just can't help myself. So here is the said box for the steering angle sensor. Open that up now and have a quick look at it. I also, I've got obviously the convertible, and I had a little issue with some wear on the rubber seals on the rear quarter light windows. So I've ordered a couple of replacement seals, although I don't think they're the right ones. Okay, this is the said steering wheel angle sensor. It's a genuine Porsche part, but interestingly enough, it's got the 4 rings on it embossed of Audi, which maybe Audi make it for Porsche. Don't know, but still, this is the new one. I did say that I was going to do some continuity tests on the old one. I did try that. You know, inside here there is like a paper strip. It's not paper, but it's a paper strip. There's 2 of them, and they basically rotate backwards and forwards with the turns of the steering wheel. Now within those strips you can see, or can you? Yeah, maybe, I don't know. So look, there are copper strips. You can just make them out there. I think there's 6 or 7 of them that run around, a bit like a computer, a flexible computer wire. I did continuity tests on both of them and they both came up good. So apparently there isn't a break in those copper strips, although it's not fair to say when it's doing that, maybe that's where a break occurs. We don't know, but there are other sensors in there which I just can't test. So that's what we've got to play with today. Also, I have my rear quarter light window rubber seals. They look a little bit like that. Very nicely finished piece of kit. It'll be even better if it does the job, but we'll have to wait and see. Jury's still out on that one. And also I have a tiny little leak around my oil sump pan at the back, and I only realised after a little bit of digging that they don't actually have a gasket on them. They're done with gym and gunk. So that's too, I'm not going to do that anytime soon. On the next oil change I'll drop the sump pan, give it a clean up, and replace the studs as well probably, and reseal it with that. No gasket on the 997. Don't think there's a gasket on the 996 either, but there you go. But later on they put gaskets on them. So let's take a little look in the car and see where we're at. Right, in the car, this is the current situation we're sitting at. I've undone, there are 2 or 3 little small studs underneath to be removed, and that allows you to open up this casing just enough without pulling it out completely to finally remove the steering wheel sensor. I haven't got a video of the dismantle, but obviously I'll do the video of the replacement and to give you an idea of what it entails. The steering wheel looks like this. I was surprised, I don't know if you can see that, but there's quite a bit of corrosion on the plate of that wheel. And I know this being the convertible, it makes you wonder whether or not over the years a few times it's been caught out in the rain, hence moisture's got in there and made it go a bit rusty. Don't really know the answer to that one. That's your steering wheel, and then the last thing that you'll fit back on will be your centre, which is this fella here, which incorporates your airbag. All quite self-explanatory. It's not rocket science. Just need to be careful with the fittings, etc. I don't know. I powered down the car, I disconnected the battery, always a good idea with something like that, and I made the point of marking if you look on the center, you'll see a little black dot there, and I marked that dot with the same in there on the steering wheel, so that I put them back in exactly the same place. So let's get the sensor and see if we can put it back in. Okay, steering wheel sensor here. It literally slots directly over the steering column, just like that. And all the fittings, you can just about make them out. One there, and I believe there's two there actually. Yeah, another one there in the corner. And this yellow one, which is loose, that one you've got to manually push into that socket there. So all the others is literally a push fit. The red toggle is on there as a safety precaution. There's a button underneath that red toggle which allows the steering center to rotate, but obviously center is key, so it's put on there to stop it getting rotated out of sync. I'm going to get the sensor up there, get that little yellow switch in, and then I'll be right back. Right, that yellow switch, that little socket, you can just about make it out. I'm trying to get you some light. There it is. It's right over there. Now, it was quite fiddly to get back in, and what I had to do, or what you have to do, it's not literally a push fit. There's a little toggle in the center which you would have pressed down to remove it. You need to press that down to get it to lock in, so do make sure you achieve that to know that it's home. There is also a little cable, you can just about see it, sorry for this, literally running at the back here, right along the back, just runs left to right, and there's a couple of little retaining clips for it. See the one on the left and the one on the right, that's a better picture there. Make sure that is flush across the back of this top cowling, because otherwise it's going to foul when you try to close it all up. Now all we need to do in effect is push, using a camera here, push the fitting in place like so, and make sure that everything is aligned like that, and then it will literally push in and clip in. Now on the side there you can see a little retaining clip. That's it, that one's clipped in, and there's another one on this side here that's clipped in, and I believe there's one at the bottom. See, right, so I just needed a little bit of a helping hand. So now the unit is nice and snug in the car. My favourite word, nice and snug. Now that's that part of the job done. Now we're going to close the cowling up, and then we can put the steering wheel back in. Okay, underneath the column you will have two screw holes, one this side and one the other side. Now they're quite deeply set inside the body, if you can imagine, and I use one of these little precision little tools, quite handy. It's got an extendable arm on it and a very small, I'm not sure what size that is, blimey, about a T4 or something like that. But I'm going to put those two in, and then there's one other screw that I think I need to replace as well. Okay, you've got your two left and rights, one there, they're done. And there is one other screw which I removed, which is, trying to show you, it's very hard. It's there, you can just see it just at the back. So I'm going to put that one in. I don't know if I can do it on camera. I'm going to try though. Hang on. Bear with. Okay. There you go. I tell you what, this tool was well handy. Would not have been able to do it without. I think it's the first time I've ever used it. Comes in a little set. You can get it in any sort of motorist shop. Give me a little look. There it is, basically. Comes with a little flexible head on it as well, and then you've got your bit, which is there. Like I say, it's about 3mm, 2mm, if that. And then this bit undoes and collapses in to give you access to those long reach. It's made by a company called Decton. Like I say, it's about tenner, something like that. You know, I can't imagine. There you go, Decton 33-piece precision bit set with flexible bit holder. Very useful. Never used it before, but glad I bought it now. Okay, next trick is going to be to remove. I'm trying to think actually, should I put the wheel on first? I think I'm going to put the wheel in first before I remove the safety tab. I took the opportunity to have a little bit of a clean up, have a polish up all around the back of all the instruments and the arms and the stalks and everywhere, so it's all nice and clean. Right, now's the time to remove this little safety tab, and it should just pull off and snap off like that, and that's what it was protecting. Basically what will happen is when the wheel goes on, it will push against that and lock it in and allow this to make all the revolutions it needs. You can just make out on there, see the 4 Audi rings. It's got VW there as well, upside down. Obviously, if I probably bought it for a VW, probably would have saved about 40 quid, but there you go. There's a lot of parts with Porsche you can cross over and save yourself a little packet. Now, time to put the wheel back on. And basically, I am going to line it up into the same position that marries up with my mark inside there. Now I'm just going to use both hands to push that on gently. Right, so I pushed that home, lined up my bolts there, my black marker lines, and then we put, just dropped it on the floor. Would you Adam and Eve it? You probably would. And can I pick it up? Ah, there it is. Right, okay. Then we put the centre bolt in, like so, and I just need to ratchet that up, which I'm going to do now, so it's nice and tight. When you're doing the final tightening up and also the initial undoing, support the steering wheel with your knees so not to put unnecessary pressure on the steering lock. Sorry that I'm talking really slow, but I'm holding a camera, ratcheting up my nut, and I'm talking to you. Right. That's there now. I'm going to put the camera down, give that a little nip up. That's now done. Now this one here, the orange, the pretty little orange and yellow one, that one pushes in there like so. And now we've got to connect up our airbag. Now you might notice it might be a bit shiny in here. I've given this a clean up inside where it had a little bit of surface rust, nothing major, but I've given it a little clean up and a little spray, dabbed a bit of WD-40 on it, just hoping that doesn't get any worse. I haven't really got the time to take that plate out and clean it. There is also the module there which is your stalk module. So that little module bit of kit there is responsible for your indicators and your cruise control, your main beam, dip beam, wipers, etc. Right, we're going to hook up the, it's coming to me, we're going to hook up the airbag now. The wiring from this yellow fitting just tucks in behind the rear of that metal plate, and then you've got 3 connections to make on the airbag. They're cleanly colour coded so you know where you're going. And the little black one goes on this little black one here. Okay, I've got to use both hands because it's quite delicate. You don't want to tug the wires. That's what it looks like when they're all pushed in. The black one is pressed together there, the yellow's gone in and the green's gone in. These plastic clips on the top are what you have to pull out to get it to pull out in the first place. I'm going to try and show you. Basically, they slot in that little hole there and they push down like so, and they're basically locking in that fitting so that there is no way it can come out. Now we just replace the boss into the center, line it up. I'm going to do it with both hands and it should just push in. There's a little spring that holds it in, and I'll show you underneath where the hole is to release that when you're taking it off. I've just reconnected the battery. Now everything's in situ. I'm going to put the key in, and as I thought, the airbag light is going to come on, which I'm going to have to plug it in to reset that, purely and simply because it's been disconnected. But just make sure everything else is okay. PSM failure as well because the steering sensor's been out. Going to plug it in a second and we'll try and reset those. Right, here we go. Put the ignition on. PSM failure I've got, and I've got airbag as well. I'm not so sure I'm going to be able to do the airbag, but I might surprise myself. On the iCar soft, select Porsche. Hope you can see that all right. Try and move it about a bit. Initialising, please wait. 911 997. Do a smart scan. Let's see what it's going to come up with. PSM failure. PSM in diagnostic mode. It's doing its departments. Right, let's go PSM. Enter. We'll read the fault code. Stoplight switch. God only knows why. F2 to clear. Okay, now I don't know about, let's go back. Driver front airbag stage 1 above upper limit, which is quite interesting. Let's go back and we'll clear the fault code. See if I've got anything on the instrument cluster. Whoops, sorry. Exit. Enter. See if I've got a fault code there. Communications, maybe, but who knows. Let's clear that as well. F2 to confirm. Removing fault code. Okay, PSM. Yeah. Okay, brake light switch. PSM, PSM. No, PSM. Bosch. Trying to see if PSM's in this department. Can't actually remember whether it is. Steering angle sensor, of course I've still got set. No, it's not. So we're just going to go F2 start. The 2 PSM button off, not actuated. Let's push it on. Actuated. You getting that? So that's working. PSM off. Okay. Right, let's come out of that. We'll exit F2. And we're going to do the steering wheel sensor. Okay. I think that comes under service. Enter. Enter. 997, turn ignition on, yes. Okay, communicating. Right, you've got to move, first move by plus and minus. Right, so it's basically that and that. And then sensor. F2. Do it again. Sensor. Right, that was unsuccessful because I think I did it the wrong way round. Enter. Yep, F2. Yeah, I know what I've got to do. I think I just did it in the wrong order. Unsuccessful. Right, okay. Got to go back to the drawing board on this one. Let me put it down there. F2. Okay. F2. Calibration has been completed successfully. Yeah, I needed to use both hands and do it properly. Right, okay, so that's F2, okay, back. I'm going to come out of PSM mode. Now, I still think I might have an airbag issue. Okay, I'm going to turn the ignition off. And then put the key back in. Still got the airbag. Oh, it's gone off. And I've got no PSM fault currently showing. So I think we might be there. Okay, all we need to find out now is whether or not replacing the steering wheel sensor was actually my intermittent fault. I'm not going to do that tonight. It's getting late now and I've got an early start in the morning. Unfortunately, my oil counter is doing a 46-minute countdown, but we seem, I will start her up quickly. Apart from the seatbelt light, but there's nothing else. PSM off, PSM on. If I plug my seatbelt in, like so. Oh, front lid's not closed either. I'm going to say it won't show me the PSM sport mode on and off. That's working all right. PSM normal, PSM off. That's fine. PSM on. Okay, so yeah, fundamentally that's where we're at with it for tonight. We'll do a road test and see how we get on in the coming days. Thanks for watching. Hope that's been of help to you. I'll let you know how I get on to see if the problem is indeed solved. Porsche Fanatics, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye. Remember, like and subscribe. More stuff on the way.